Ted Williams served in 2 wars, World War II, where he was a non-combatant, and then he was brought back in as a reservist in the Marine Corps, flying jets in Korea in combat. Ted missed the 1952 and 53 baseball seasons because of his participation in the Korean War. In Korea, he flew jets in combat, and on one particular occasion, almost lost his life. He tells it graphically and in detail.
Well, and so I started to fly missions, and God, I don't think I'd flown 8 or 10 missions, and God, I was getting sick, I was sick before I got over there. But I starting to get sick, and geez, I'm going to the infirmary. My ears are plugged up, my nose is plugged up, and really getting in miserable weather. It was foggy and misty and lousy. So I had to go in the infirmary about every other day. Finally, by God, I got sick. Well, I guess we went out on that one run. I was out on that one mission, and I got hit with small arms and hit me just right, apparently.
Where were you, do you know?
Well, we was a long ways over the 38th parallels, and probably as far over the 38th parallels as I was on any flight. And went on over there, and I got hit, and all the red lights went on in the plane, and things started shaking, and I knew I had a damn hydraulic leak. And geez, the low fuel warning light went on, the fire warning light went on, Anything, they have so damn many lights in the damn jet that, if anything goes wrong, a light hits you right away. And I'd just come down off this run.
Dropped your bomb?
Oh, yeah. They were using daisy cutters that day. They got a fuse on them about that far in front of the bomb. So when it hits, it blows, it spreads out that way. It didn't go on the ground and poof.
What was the target, do you remember?
Personnel. Mostly personnel.
Yeah.
There's a big concentration of troops up there someplace. So I started to call right away because I knew I was hit. And I could see a plane ahead of me, and I could see one off here at the right. And I'm calling, I forget what our call name was that day or whatever the hell it was. And I couldn't pick up anybody. So all of a sudden, this plane right behind me, and he's right there, and it was little Lieutenant Hawkins, little sandy-haired guy, young kid, and he could see that I was calling him, nodding to my head, and talking to him, and the last thing I heard, he said something like, "I can barely read you," he said. "I can barely read you. You barely read your transmission," and it pooped out.
So now no radio.
No radio. So finally he got up close to me, and he went like this behind me, like that. I was leaking fuel or something. It was my hydraulic fluid that was running down the fuselage and, dripping off. It's been fueled.
How far were you from home? Do you have any idea?
Oh, we were 125 miles over the bomb line. And I was looking at my cockpit too much, and he was going, "Let's get up." So we started to climb. And
for what reason? Why would you
get high? High was the best safety factor you had, altitude. In other words, supposing I had 2 minutes to run. 2 minutes of running at 600 miles an hour would be, 50 miles, 30 miles or something, 10 miles, 15 miles. But hell, if I could get 2 minutes of climbing, I might be up at 10,000 feet, and shit, I could glide for 25 miles,
I see, yeah.
So you got to get up. So he went like this, and so we started to climb. In the meantime, I'd taken off my leg strap, which kept all your data for the trip. Took it off, and I was sure I was going to have to bail out. And I had taken off my hydraulic system because my hydraulic system was apparently hit, because when I went off the bomb target, geez, my old stick started to shake like that. It had a leak in it, you know, it was pumping out. So you always, anytime you have anything wrong with your hydraulics, you turn it off, because you could be in a turn, you know, think it's a nice, easy turn, then all of a sudden it would catch hold. If you didn't turn it off, you know, you might be struggling with it. If it didn't, and all of a sudden take hold, geez, you spin 3 or 4 times like that, you know, because when you fly a jet, you just barely move the stick. It's just soft and easy.
So you shut off the hydraulics.
So I shut off the hydraulics. So now I'm steering it mechanical. Really putting the old, you know, really putting the old stuff to it.
Any smoke in the canopy?
No. So I'm up about 18,000 feet now. And I'd taken off my oxygen mask, which was a mistake. Because, you know, and the water, frozen water was down here, and where we wanted to go was here. And I felt like any minute I'm going to have to bail out of this son of a bitch. I hated the thought of ever bailing out, because the thing was small anyway for a guy like me.
Yeah.
You're sitting on a foot cushion, thick, 8-10 inch thick cushion, you know. It's in a big helmet. I used to take off like this down the runway. I'd be cramped up like that. Well, by the time I got seated in and pressed a little bit and pulling up and forcing down, I'd squash that a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
And hell, every time you come in on a jet run, you had 8, 9, 10 G's in the thing, you know? But you come in, you know, and pulling all out, you know? You're not supposed to. You're not. Yeah, you're not supposed to have more than. Well, 14 G's. I'm putting another 150 pounds of weight on that seat.
Yeah.
So
you didn't want to bail out?
Oh, I was squeezing there so damn much. And when you bail out, you know, you have to be sure you're right up in the tight, because you go, and the canopy's right like that. You know, your mirror. I mean, your mirror, your window is right like that. You know, your viewing window. See? Hell, right there is where it is. And hell, I felt, boy, I'd leave my knees right in the cockpit. Christ, I'll never get out of here. And boy, I was hell-bent on bailing out. And that's the biggest fear I had in the damn airplane, is if I ever had to bail out, I'd never get out, you know? Now, I suppose the bigger guys than me got out. By God, I tell you, I think it'd have been an awful tough job. So, Hawkins did a great job. He led me back to field, and in the meantime, he's calling in, telling that, you know, he has a plane with him that's smoking.
So you've gone 125 miles now?
Yeah.
From the target to back to base?
12 minutes, say 15 minutes. So we're over the field now, and I'm starting to drop down. Well, I have no dive brakes. I have no dive brakes, and I've already made up my mind that probably I'm going to have to blow my brakes down, you know? No electrical system, no hydraulic system. I forget where the brakes went.
What does that mean, blow the brakes down?
The wheels. Well, they had a cartridge.
Yeah.
Once you pull this cartridge, boom, blew them down, you know, so make sure they get down. Well, I'd been burning for this 15 minutes. But I was up so high there wasn't enough oxygen to get it burning good, see? So I'm up high, and I started to go down, and he called the field. And don't forget, we were landing at a field that wasn't our field, because we had made this run. There was 32 planes in the raid, and the mission took longer, and so everybody was low on fuel. So our 32 planes, plus the 30 or 40 F-80s or F-86s that were on the same raid, giving us high cover, you know, for MiGs and stuff, we were in there bombing. And they were landing at the same field we were landing. If you don't think I was a rat race, I didn't see any of them, but there are 80 planes coming in there like that, or 60 planes coming in like that. It's a lot of jets to be crowding in to get in the field.
You were in an F-9.
I was in an F-9. Well, he called in, told the tower that the plane was coming in, that was in trouble. Geez, all I had eyes was for the field. I didn't give a shit about looking for anything or worrying about anything. All I had in mind was that airfield. And I had made up my mind I was going to blow my brakes down. Well, in those, we used to make a run that, I mean, when we come in, if the field was this way, we'd always come on in, and then we'd always circle and get over the field right here, 2,000 feet. Then at 2,000 feet, we'd make a break. we were 4 or 5 planes, see? We'd make this break, and then we'd drop our wheels down, flaps, come on in, land. Well, I did that. I got right here, and I started to make my break. Boom! Big explosion in the plane. One of the wheel doors blew off, and all this fire and smoke was underneath me, see? And when it got down low enough, I was catching on fire, see, and it just blew up. Now, why a wing didn't go or anything else, or, just an act of Christ.
Could you have ejected at that point?
Oh, I doubt it. I doubt it. No, I doubt it. If everything had gone perfect, I might have, but I don't think I would have been that agile in the plane because, you're right here and boom, starting down, I don't think you'd have done it. I just don't think you'd have done it. Possible, but I doubt it.
Did you think that was it?
No, not them. No, the plane's still together. I'm still flying. I think, but I knew something's bad's happening now because, I made a fairly tight turn, and all I'm doing is trying to get on that deck. I have no dive brakes, but I must be going about 225 miles an hour. Instead of coming in 110, I'm 225, about twice as fast as I ordinarily would have been. But don't forget, I didn't have my brakes. I didn't have dive brakes. Didn't have my wheels down. And I had nothing to slow me down. All I'm thinking about is getting on the deck. So I made a good approach, come on in, and I never will forget, as I was coming in here to come in, there was a goop village down in here, and God, I'm coming in, I'm on fire. There's 30 feet of fire going up behind my ass, see? And I saw those little guys just running to beat hell. And I come in, as soon as I got over the field where I knew I was going to make it, I pull the wheels, and one of them kind of dropped down, see? Just kind of dropped down. And I hit the runway, and I skidded 1 mile up the runway. So I was really coming in fast.
Flames all over the place now.
And there was a fire truck. I got in, and I'm pressing the brakes, a natural instinct, I'm pressing the brake, and I'm saying to myself, when is this dirty son of a bitch going to stop? That's all I said. When is this dirty son of a bitch? And if I ever prayed in my life, the only goddamn thing I said, well, the goddamn Christ, this is the time old Teddy Ballgame needs you. I mean, I'd pretty much said it like that, too. And
at that point, you probably thought that was it, huh?
Oh, yeah. When I was coming back, when I got off that target, and I was all the lights in front of me, I thought, so...
What does go through your mind at a time like that?
Well, I mean,
facing death.
That's just exactly what I said. I was mad. I get mad when I get scared. I get mad. And I said it 2 or 3 times. I said, goddamn Christ, this is the time to help me. Just like that. So, I got to say that I think there is. I have to lean that way.
You what?
I have to feel that Christ is responsible. Somebody's responsible for this. Somebody's got to be in charge.
Exactly.